it's this area, some of which was before my time, and other areas, you know, things happen. There's controversies, there's crises, things implode, and and then even just in recent weeks, not the exact same thing, but I know the Miami-Dade Animal Services, there's kind of a whole other thing that's sort of exploding. Yeah. So, I mean, these things happen not infrequently. And again, it seems partly because there's just unique challenges to these things. You've got animal people who, I can freely say everybody in this room, will be slightly eccentric, if not more.
I think that's a good way to describe us, yes.
And with also very strong opinions.
Yes. Yes.
But also often conflicting opinions.
That's
about.
Right. Well, look at our area. We have the three main shelters in Tampa Bay. The SPCA of Tampa Bay over in Largo and the Humane Society of Pinellas, they've been without an executive director for months now, almost a year. So it is hard. It's hard, and it's hard to keep plugging along when there's all this controversy. And I want to say, and this may be unpopular, but we're a no-kill for space shelter, and we're fortunate because we work with animal services. There's a lot of shelters that are open admission that take a lot of animals in. And when you can't find homes for them, what are you supposed to do with them? So
right.
I hate it that euthanasia is a dirty, dirty word for a lot of animal rights people because, frankly, there are some animals that are not safe or may be too sick that you have to euthanize. And some of the directors have gotten a really bad rap for that. They should be creative and they should think of ways to adopt their animals, but believe me, if we didn't have Hillsborough County Animal Services that has to do a lot of euthanasia, we might be forced to do it. We're very fortunate that we work with them and we take animals from them so we don't have to do the euthanasia. So there's a lot of controversy in that whole topic.
And it's a polarizing issue, right? Consistently.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was down in Miami-Dade a couple weeks ago, and I met with Dr. Pisano. I know her very well, and she's done a lot of wonderful things in that horrible, horrible building. I'm not sure if you've ever been there.
No.
They take in more animals than we do here in Hillsborough County, and she's put a lot of things in place to adopt animals. Her adoption numbers are really, really good, but yet she's got her own challenges. So there's lots of problems in the animal world.
Well, so with those things and just the examples you cited, just sort of all kind of loosely in our backyard here. What sort of things are you extra mindful of, or what sort of measures have you put in place to sort of help stave off some of those things that can undo an organization, and then and when the controversy explodes, and usually the animals and others pay a price, right?
They suffer.
Sure.
I think one of the biggest things, and I'm really proud to say at Humane Society of Tampa Bay, is that we're very transparent. If you go on our website, we post, it's called the Asilomar, where we report all of our numbers: how many intake, how many adopted, how many returned animal, and how many are euthanized by either owner request or because they were too sick or had temperament issues. I think if you put it out there, what you're doing, and the people can see that, I think that's a start. I think if you hide your numbers and don't want to talk about it, that's a problem. So that's one of the main things, is that we're very, very transparent. If I can toot our own horn for a minute.
Please, you're here for that purpose.
For the last 2 years, we've received what's called a 4-star Charity Navigator rating.
Oh, wow.
And they rate nonprofits across the country. 4 stars is the best you can get, and we've got it in the last 2 years. We work hard to keep that, but I'm really proud of that. So I think if people really look at our organization and get on our website and see what we've done, we're not perfect, believe me, and we make mistakes, but we own up to the mistakes we make, and we're transparent on what we're doing.
And just maybe take 1 second, if you don't mind, Sherry, and just sort of running through the criteria to get that kind of rating, because that is really significant.
It's how much money goes to your programs versus your fundraising or your administrative costs.
Right.
And for us, it's 86 cents of every dollar you're going to give us is going to go directly into programs. Our administrative costs, we could use more people, but we are being very frugal on who we're hiring. We don't have top-end people. My office and Kathy's office, we have a double-wide trailer. That's where we're staying in. I'm not proud of that fact, but that is what it is. It's how much money you spend on the animals directly versus how much money you're spending on other stuff. And we've done a really good job of keeping our programs very high.